Alright, so I'm actually pretty bummed today because found out that the Colorado Springs airport attack has been canceled for this year. So no chance on even doing that. So really, if I don't push up my time frame by that week, then I really don't have anything to do, because about the only thing left to do is Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0. Because this is Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday they're doing the airstrip attack in Indianapolis, but no way I'll make that with anything I've got. I mean, heck, it takes 2 days to drive that, probably, you know. So yeah, just pretty much bummed today, but I'm going to keep working on the car anyway, so see if I can't make my goal of actually making Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0. So I'll just keep pushing. Really bummed out. Really bummed out. Alright, so I've been cleaning on this firewall quite a bit with a wire wheel. I think I've got most of it, even up underneath all this stuff. There's some black and stuff, but for the most part, I got most of it. I haven't gotten down in there. I got a little bit left to do up on here and stuff, but I've been scrubbing with the wire brush on all these things. I mean, there's one I went through, that one I went through a while back. So, I mean, I really go through these wire wheels when I do this. Man, and the wires fly off. They've been hitting me. Man, I stopped for a minute and I was trying to pick them all out of my shirt and my jeans and everything, and I had one sticking out about like that underneath my shirt by my nipple. And here, let me show you this. So it was like right next to my nipple. I had like that much sticking out, so I grabbed it and I pulled it out. Woo! I don't know if you can see that. That's about how much was stuck in right next to my nipple. Ooh. Yeah, I hope that don't get infected, but it's just been one of those kind of days. Colorado Springs Airport attack canceled. Man, it's hard not to feel defeated. But I've been trying to fight it off by just getting in there even harder. Try and get myself set up for Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0. There's a lot more I got to do to the car, though, in order to be fast at Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0. I mean, I modified the firewall. So I modified the firewall. I also have the floor pan cut out because I got to replace that too. Those two things right there make it to where if I go faster than 11 seconds, I have to have a roll cage in the car. So I'm probably going to have to order a roll cage and put a roll cage in the car, especially if I use the 408, which I went to the machine shop today, and he thinks that he can have it ready in a couple of weeks. And so if that's the case, I mean, I'm going to be a 9-10 second car with a 408, especially if I turbocharge it. I mean, I totally could turbocharge it too, because the double disc clutch I've got's good for 1,000 horsepower supposedly. The RXT ceramic. I don't know if the AR5 will hold up to that much power. Pretty sure I'll break an axle since I got the 10-bolt axles if I do that. But I can bring spare axles with me because I've got a whole... Heck, I've got the rear end that's under this car. I got 2 more F-bodies sitting at home with rear ends in them. I mean, I can bring axles. I can bring carriers. I can bring whole rear ends. I mean, really, they won't be 8/8s, but, I mean, I can bring whole rear ends and different drive shafts if I break the 8/8. Or I can just slide new axles in if I can, if I don't break too much. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. Just feel really kind of defeated today. And I don't know. To me, those are the days where I just gotta push myself to just keep plugging along to get something done. So, yep. I've been getting in all of these little, I still got quite a bit up under here to scrub on, and I got to scrub down in here and down this, but I mean, for the most part, I've got most of that, and then I got to finish welding that up, weld a couple of holes that I still got in that, well, that little hole there still, but I think, yeah, see, and I got to clean up this too. But I think my adapter kit from Eastwood for the windshield trim clips, I think that should get here. It's supposed to get here by next Wednesday. Well, let's see, today's Thursday, so it's supposed to be here another 5 or 6 days. And I have to weld those on before I prime the car. So I'm kind of in a holding pattern on priming until that gets here and I can weld those on. I mean, that'll take me all of 30 minutes, if that. That should be really easy because I've only got a few of them to do. I think I've got 6 in the rear and 6 up front. So I think I got or maybe a dozen. So I got maybe 2 dozen of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got a dozen on the front, 14 back there or something. I don't know. It's a couple dozen. It won't take long at all to weld those on, but those are holding up me being able to prime the car, because even if I finish getting all this scrubbed out tonight, I can't prime the car. But what I can do is I can start laying Bondo direct to metal and start laying body filler. So I guess maybe I'll start doing that if I get this all scrubbed down before that gets here. I think I'll just I could start putting the seam sealer down, because the seam sealer goes direct to metal. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to keep scrubbing on this thing and get it down where I want it to be, and then I'm going to wipe it down with some acetone and start laying down some seam sealer. And then once the seam sealer is down, and then I can start putting some of the body filler on and smoothing it out. And yeah, I'm thinking that's the way to go. And then next week when the adapter gets here and I can weld those pins back on, I'll be ready to prime it and then go right into blocking. You know, start block sanding it and everything, and get into really doing the big aspects of the body work. I had those parts sitting out there drying, and a guy came down the taxiway here with his riding lawnmower, threw a whole bunch of dirt and rocks and crap and all of this stuff. So I don't know, that's fun too. So I guess it really doesn't matter. Do I want to race? Do I want a nice car? I really want both, but you know, I don't know. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Well, I've had about enough fun for today. I got pretty much got the rest of the firewall cleaned up, except way down low. Still got a little bit down there. Of course, the cowl is all cleaned up. I finished scrubbing off this passenger door, except for what the door handle is, and I got all the Bondo and paint off the lower side of that. So I'm ready to start doing some body work on this door, but I gotta pull all the guts out of it and stuff, pull these hinges off of it, and then this door and the other door I'll have to strip off all the inside edges. I've been working on this cowl. Is pretty much stripped on this cowl door jamb area. I still have to do the rocker panels down low on both sides. I've got the majority of all of this door jamb is done. I still got to get up high, but I still got to get up high on the other side as well. Haven't really done anything to finish back here yet, or down in all of these spaces. Those are next. I think I may have to go get me some more wire wheels from the Harbor Freight. So, you know, of course this side is pretty much done, except for the lower rocker. Still have to get that. Still got to get up here, you know. But pretty much it's mostly stripped down now. So I think I can start doing some of the body work here pretty quick. As far as I think I'm just about ready. A little bit more scrubbing, and then I'm going to be putting seam sealer on this whole car. Go back through and put all my seam sealer on, and then after that I'll start smoothing on some body putty. Start smoothing areas like right up here where the pinch welds were that I hammered down. All those spot welds that were high, hammered them low. I'll smooth that out so the windshield will get a nice even seal all the way around there. And I'll start doing just putting body filler on where I need to after I weld up these last few holes, and then down around the bottom side of the tunnel, and smooth that out with a grinder. Then I'll come in and I'll start doing all the body filler to smooth out the whole firewall, make it look really cherry. And I'll start smoothing out the door jambs and stuff, and then hopefully then I can be done with pretty much all of the body fillers that I need to do on these doors and whatnot by next Wednesday, when my attachment for my stud welder gun and the rivets to put on the window trim molding tabs will be here. And then I'll be able to weld the new ones on and then start priming the car. And if I've got all the body filler on the car at that point, then I can go ahead and start blocking the car and primer and block and primer or whatever. And then hopefully I'll also have all of these pieces out here in the dark, of course, all of them. Hopefully, I don't know, I haven't checked on them for a while. Hopefully they're dry enough to move them. Still kind of tacky a little bit. Well, I'll have to be careful moving them, but I need to move those back up by the subframe or whatever for tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to come out and paint up the other side and get those dry on the other side, and then I can start putting the bushings in and the ball joints back on them and start putting this front subframe back together for the front suspension. And yeah, just I'm moving right along. I've got to push. I've only got a little over 3 weeks to get this thing up and running, and hopefully the machine shop can get me the motor in time to put it in and do some tuning. We'll see. I got to think about ordering a roll cage here real quick. So a lot of stuff to do and a little bit of time. But even though today was kind of crappy and felt really down because of canceling stuff, still tried to push in and put a bunch of work in today, Hey, something is something, and if I put in a little something every day, I'll go a long way. May not make it, but I'm going to try. I'm going home. Good night.